Hello, my name's Keldrin. Today we're going to be looking at Foundation. It's a cool little relaxing city builder. Medieval city builder, that is. It was released, well, it went full release earlier in the year, and there's been quite a few updates since, so the devs haven't abandoned it or anything like that. So yeah, let's take a look at this and see what it's like. There's only really one game mode to this. There's no like campaign or anything like that. It's just a pure kind of sandbox experience. There are mods and achievements you can get as well. Mods are basically accessed through the game menu, so you don't have to do it externally or through Steam. But yeah, let's just jump in and start a game. When you start the game, you get to modify the terrain to what you want it to be, basically. You get a few kind of preset things at the top, where you can say, hey, I want a coastal area, I want a place with a river, or I want just a place in the mountains kind of thing. But then you can also modify that yourself using the slider bars. So it's quite good, and you can make some unique looking landscapes. I think we'll stick with this. It's got a nice bay area and some nice flat terrain to build on. Then you get to choose your difficulty level, basically. You can... So, you can select one of the kind of standard ones they got there, or you can do a complete custom one as well. There is a tutorial as well, which I'll turn off for this, because I've quickly gone through the tutorial already. But it takes you through the basics of the game, so you get to learn everything you need to get your city going. This section, you get to choose what they call an aspiration. It's basically just directions that your city will be taking with missions and requests from citizens and so on. I kind of like to do the relax and play on my own, because you get to choose your own kind of direction while you're playing the game. But yeah, if you're interested in just going one way, you can choose one of those for sure. And then you get up to set your heraldry. There's some nice options here. I mean, it's not a million options, of course, but it's there's more than enough for a single player game. You get to choose your village name as well, and then your title and your own name. Now, titles you seem to unlock as you get better in the game. So to start with, you only have this Pioneer title. And then later, you do seem to unlock other titles that I'm going to guess you can probably then use from the start. Yeah, let's jump into the game and see what it's like. And when you get in game, you basically start off, and obviously there's nothing here at all. You've got to choose a point where you actually want to start building your city. There'll only be specific places you can start, but it is, have a look around and see what looks the best. You want a place that's got enough resources for you to gather food and wood and stone as well. So just, have a look what's there before you select the area. You can expand out to different areas as you progress in the game, but it does start costing you money. So I've grabbed this place next to the lake. It looks like a decent starting point. Some nice open space to build houses on. And some, a nice amount of wood to kind of get some forestry systems going. And the first goal of the game is just drop down your city centre. Now, this isn't really anything special. It's just where all the initial citizens will spawn and where any kind of immigration happens as well. And if you played any other kind of city builder, it's very similar. You kind of drop down some of the base buildings to start with. So you get like this... the builders building where you recruit builders. You got to assign workers to each building as well once it's built. And then something slightly different with this game is that you basically zone areas. So like here you can do a wood cutting zone. So you can say, hey, I just want to cut wood in this specific area, and they'll concentrate basically just cutting wood in that area. You can expand and make it smaller as well. It's up to you. And then here I click on the Builder's Workshop, and this is where you assign workers. This is the same for most buildings that produce stuff. You have to come into it and select workers for the building. Now, what will happen now is, because there's workers, they'll go off and start building these initial buildings that I've set up. One of the cool differences with this game compared to others is how you build your residential buildings, I guess. This is all done via zoning, and your population will automatically start building buildings. And it just looks very organic. It looks like a real kind of medieval village. And I do really like that about the game. It's nice and makes each city look slightly different. Then you haven't got buildings all lined up in a row or anything like that. It's all like higgledy-piggledy all over the place. It's pretty cool. This is very much a laid-back, relaxing city builder here. You're not going to have all your people die in the winter or anything like that. You know, you have got to make sure you got enough food and resources to keep them happy, but they're not just going to curl over and die. You know, it's a nice, easy game to play. And sometimes I like that, you know. Don't get me wrong, I do like the survival city builders out there, but sometimes it's nice to just be able to sit back and relax. So here in the menu system at the top, you got your city overview, you have some edicts that you can unlock later on, trade routes that you can unlock later on as well, what resources you got, what villages you have as well, buildings, and then also kind of your budget and any kind of logs for events that happen in the city itself. And then you have the research window, which we'll have a little look into a bit later as well. But you basically unlock these as you progress with your city. And as you can see there, I unlocked fishing, so now I have a new building that I can build, which is the fishing hut. Jumped a bit later into the game now. Let's have a look at the trade routes. Basically, you'll have a lot of towns that are close to you that you can open up trade routes with. Now, you can see here on each of these, they have a certain requirement to unlock. I've already unlocked a couple of them. And it'll actually tell you what they would buy from you and what they would sell to you. So you can then go to your resources and set up basically buy and sell orders for different things that you need, different products. Like tools here, I've set up a buy order to make sure I've always got 5 in stock. And for the planks, because I'm making a lot of them, I'm saying that I can sell anything over 50 basically. And then the trade will just happen automatically once you've opened up those trade routes. And like I said, to open up the trade routes, it usually costs a certain amount of resources to open them up. You'll start with some basic ones and then you'll be able to open up better ones later in the game once you get more resources and more complex resources. If your town is doing well enough, you'll have people that want to move into your town. You'll see them walking from the side of the map and they'll come to the center of your town and you can literally just click the little icon above them and now they'll join your town. Basically, the better your town is, the more happy your villagers are, the more chance you'll have of people turning up. Here I've got my tax office that I built as well, and basically a start of my kind of castle. You build this up as you go along. You can add parts to it that have different functions, and you can build a wall around it as well to make proper kind of fortifications and so on. There are military units in this game. I don't know how the fighting works, if there is any. I haven't actually got to that part of the game yet. You will also have events happen, like I got one here. This is basically someone coming from somewhere else asking if I want to set up a quick trade with them, which is just basically selling them a certain amount of logs, and they'll offer me a certain amount of money. Now this happens throughout the game, and it's a good way of making some quick cash. You can try and negotiate with them to get more money if you want as well. It's completely up to you. Quickly go over the bars at the top. You got your money on your left-hand side with your income. You got resources, then you got your villagers here, which I'm hovering over, which shows their happiness and their requirements and what they need to progress. Think of the villager side of things similar to games like Anno, where you got to provide them certain types of food and so on. It's very similar, but not quite as in-depth. And then here's the progression. It's basically the research section. Now you get different progression currency, I guess you call it, by doing different things in your city, making it look beautiful. Having a big castle and so on will improve certain parts of it. And that's how you kind of progress through the game, by building up your village. But yeah, that is a quick look at Foundation. It's quite an interesting game. It's nice for a change to have a relaxing city builder instead of all these survival ones that we seem to be getting these days. It's nice to just sit down, relax, chill, and just build up your city as you go along. And I've not really got that far into this yet. There's a lot more to it than what I've seen. I mean, obviously, you've got the quests on the left-hand side that are showing there that you could get as you progress through the game. You've got all the resource management side of things. You have storage units in different parts of the town to make sure they got access to the stuff they need access to, including food and building materials. So if that's interesting, you want to make sure they've got easy access to all the materials they need. But this is definitely one of those games that I'm going to keep at and keep it installed and keep playing it. It's I think it's well worth the money. And if you like your city builders and just after something a bit more relaxed, then this is definitely worth a look. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you've seen, please leave a like and subscribe to help with the YouTube side of things. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks a lot.